inspiration for you, Paxil. The recap was they basically went over their deal they made with Geisa, trading the Elder in exchange for them leaving. And then after doing that, they arrived back into Doris, where they attempted to train with the Elder to prepare to go back and face Geisa. But during our good local bard Jean's performance, they were approached by a mysterious, enigmatic figure known as the Candlekeeper, who has sequestered them away to his mobile manor. So everybody should hear you. Sorry, chat room.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Thank you for not making me repeat all that.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Okay, that should be loaded. Let me take care of all these pesky walls. Because they're just in the god... Okay, this one... We delete that one. Go here. Delete all this shit. Why is this even here? Okay, anyway. Alright, so, as you follow the enigmatic figure known as the Candlekeeper slightly outside of town, he will take you to an otherwise unseeming copse of trees just outside of the rest of the jungle. However, there, you will see a curious-looking door frame.
Just a door frame?
It is simply a door frame, right in the middle of the woods.
My parents warned me about this.
Next to that door frame, you will see a very fanciful-looking carriage, a pair of gray and black horses, which are currently being fed oats, and a very fat-looking carriage driver, who will give a deep bow to the Candlekeeper as he approaches, gesturing towards the door. Candlekeeper will barely even acknowledge the driver with a curt nod as he goes up towards the door and opens it with an array of fantastical showmanship, a bow inviting you to enter. On the other side of the door, you only see shadow. I presume everyone will choose to walk through it?
We did win and accost
Yep.
Darien from the library, right?
Yes, Darien is with you.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll accept his gesture and walk through the door.
Yeah,
I'll follow.
Alpha will follow, yeah.
I'll go on through.
Alpha will make sure everyone else enters, and she'll be the last to enter.
God damn it, peer pressure once again.
Okay. As everyone enters, the Candlekeeper will walk in behind you, and you will find yourselves somewhere else entirely. It's down.
Well, I don't know why my brain just decided to have the Mario pipe entrance sound go off.
If this really is a mobile manor, I gotta get one of these.
I gotta
I
get
got
one of these.
We're about to go on
You're
a
gonna need
2-month
a
long
lot.
journey.
You're gonna need a lot more fame for that.
Yeah.
Okay. And here we go. Loading you guys into the map.
Oh boy, walking through a spooky door with no way out that we know of. Fuck it.
Ah, yes, I am alone.
It's only Darien. Ooh.
Tiny version.
Good.
Only small Darien.
Whoa.
I fix. Woo, 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 woo.
Alright,
This looks
everybody
promising.
loaded in?
I'm in.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm in. Ooh.
Even I'm in with my low internet.
Don't you wish you were back in the tent?
Everybody in?
I'm in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, as you step through to the other side, you can see that much to what his literal word is, a manor rises up through an otherwise difficult to see through opaque fog. The mist is heavy and adorns the area. Would you like to do anything in these moments before the Candlekeeper guides you towards the door?
Impressive magic. For these lands, at least.
Oh, indeed. The magic here is quite subtle. It's quite subtle. Come. Enough. You will walk through the doors as they open of their own volition.
I don't want to get clouded him, so I'm trying to stay close to him.
Come, this way. Inside here, I need everybody to make me perception checks.
Basic?
These are basic, yes.
Easy.
You will see that there are statues in this room. The statues are of pretty high quality, unnervingly realistic. You will see that each of them depict a different adventurer of some kind. Well equipped, steely-eyed, and ready for whatever awaits them.
Hey, Mr. Candlekeeper, who are these people?
Oh, those? Oh, just a few accoutrements, reminders, if you will.
All right.
I'm gonna blow one a kiss as I walk by.
May I sit at your right hand, Mr. Candlekeeper?
Of course. Take a seat. Go on then, don't be shy. Now then, that everyone has gotten nice and comfortable, many things that we have to speak of, I assure you. But first, he'll kind of clap. A bit of a change of the mood, wouldn't you say? This one. Alright, as everybody gets nice and settled, Candlekeeper will lean forward. So I have many questions, many indeed. I suppose that the first that I have is, could you please describe your encounter with this geisha individual once more?
Sure. I'll try not to bog you down with too many details, but essentially, whenever we went to free the spirit of the wood that lays in these lands, we found him covered in shadows, like a portal of sorts, and as we sought to make our way to him to free him, as we did with the metal spirit, instead of finding him beyond the veil of shadows, we found a gate, tall, and it had a bunch of strange depictions on it that our druid Anfa here seemed to recognize as the spirits of this land. I didn't take note of what they were. Do you guys remember what the depictions on the gate were?
Ah, yes, I remember. One was the blue serpents, the red, laughing, the Zur serpents with the laughing reds, the black beasts, and the green ranger. The last one was the fifth one I did not know of. It was of a crown, a shadowy crown in chains.
Right.
Sorry.
And then we pushed our way beyond the gate and made our way forward across what seemed to be a bridge, and that's whenever my brother Meryl down there noticed that the stones were typically stones found in the demon wastes, so that was the best assumption we made of where we were. And as we stepped forward, these creatures blocked our path. I gave you a description of them, and whenever we sought to fight them, they copied all of our moves, but it wasn't really a match for Darien whenever he got serious. Once we beat them, though, this geisha person sort of made herself known and started to talk to us, which was strange because it was the first time we'd come up to a hostile person who wanted to actually talk with us first instead of just straight up fighting. So of course we decided to play into it and had our conversation with her, and she mainly wanted to talk to Darien. I guess it was some sort of religious thing, given that she was a demon. I'm not really privy to the details of that, but essentially she revealed her, and as much as I assume she was willing to reveal to Darien that she thought what the druids were doing here was stupid and throwing the place out of balance, and in order to return things to balance, she was going to enact her own plan, or her master Agamemnon's plan, to destroy the spirits, and her way of doing that was to consume them. We told her we didn't like that, and we had a little exchange of philosophies before she essentially told us to leave, and we told her that we couldn't because we had to retrieve the elder. And she said, "Oh, is that all you want? He's useless to me anymore anyways." So she returned him to us beaten and bruised, and just told us that we had to leave in exchange. After some deliberation, some of us wanted to fight, some of us wanted to take the deal. We just essentially put it to a vote and took the deal, and went home, back the way we came. It was a shame, but we couldn't help the wood spirit any more than we had. He was still, and as far as we know, he is still in that shadowy turmoil.
And what is your desire? As he kind of looks out at each of you. Is your desire to see this creature brought to some kind of justice? Is your desire elsewhere lie? I ask, for I am most curious. You have displayed a sense of heroics, quite worthy of my attention, but I am anything if not thorough. Tell me, what do you intend to do next, and why?
Well, if you're asking me as well.
He's asking everybody, but yes, go ahead.
Essentially, I'm just out here on this journey to get my name known. I want to be a household name. I want people to know me, and I want to leave something behind whenever I go. And I want it to be a good thing when I go.
Mm-hmm.
So fame,
Yes.
essentially, for me.
This Agamemnon is a heretic, and I need to put him down for my god. If I can. That is, I don't know much about him, sadly.
I just want to keep my brothers safe.
She is threatening the lives of those. And while I'm not from here, they are my people. I'm from Claes originally.
Yes?
Speaking truthfully, originally my intentions were to do for the Western Way, Druids and the rebellion itself, against the might of the Church. That Geisa spoke words that have cast the shadow of doubt to creep into my mind. I know I must do what is right. I want to do what is right to protect my home. But now I don't know what home I'm really protecting, if we have to rely on foreign powers to even keep it alive.
And I wish
Speaking-
to protect the balance. And she threatens that.
The creature will nod, absorbing your information. Well then, if that is how you feel, then not only does your story inspire me into quite the bit of heroics that you represent, but it has made a call as well. Perhaps to something greater. Something more mutually beneficial. A proposal, if you will.
Kind of lean forward in my chair a little bit.
Raise
Uncle
his
Nod.
eyebrow skeptically.
Listening.
What do you have in mind?
Well, perhaps this can be better stated on paper. We must keep things proper, as I'm sure the Babylonian would like.
Yes, that would be very good.
The Candlekeeper will snap his fingers. My dear, if you wouldn't mind bringing in a contract. And you will see this individual enter the room.
Oh.
Oh,
Alright, you will see a woman, scantily clad, dressed with bright red eyes. Place a piece of parchment in front of the Candlekeeper. Thank you, my dear. How are you faring? She will give a nod, and then we'll look at each of the others present, smiling wickedly, and then we'll move on out of sight.
Eyebrow raised
Myself.
higher.
You keep interesting company.
Oh yeah, she's quite the find she is, a treasure, if you will. Just found her wandering about in the night, trying to find vengeance or some such. I made her a different offer, and she seemed to enjoy it. The same sort of offer, I suppose, I would not mind making towards you.
Well, I'm curious to see what it entails.
Well, the snap of his fingers, copies of the parchment will appear before each of you. Let us speak clearly. I am a collector of tales, of, shall we say, moments, memories, things as they were. And as of such, this particular realm is starting to get quite spicy, with such ravishing memories and tales that I could keep, review at my leisure. However, we must now attend to the appropriate and most daunting task of assailing you in the proper manner that you might have such a riveting tale to add to my collection. So far, you have proven yourselves to be somewhat interesting, but for you to truly make the collection, I'm afraid you're going to have to do something quite spectacular. But fear not. Fear not. That is what I have called you here, and the proposal in so which is about. For you see, it has come to my attention that there are remnants of an ancient force, and I don't mean that which the Enfanti worship, that yet still lingers upon this place. Dare I say, some of it even reeks of the prism. Its colors are washing everything. I'll not bore you with my suppositions. Instead, let us get to the heart of the matter. I have a plan that I believe will cause the most interest. I offer to you to act as my agents to ensure that this particular form of revelry continues unabated.
I'm a little concerned about that, as interesting stories don't always have the happiest of endings, and if we're to be the main actors in this story, I don't know how well I think that'll bode for us.
Oh, but my dear man, you inferred to me that your desire was fame. And tragic stories make some of the best ones. But I understand your concern. Allow me to insinuate that I do not know how the story will end. That is entirely up to you. In fact, I dare say that is what is most exciting about such things. Would you not agree? The ending could be anything. What happens next? Ooh, my body shivers in anticipation.
I suppose it makes the most sense that you wouldn't want to know how the story ends if you're interested in it. Yeah.
I'm just confused on how colors are a problem.
Oh, don't worry your head about that. Not relevant, probably. What is most important, however, is what we do with what we have to come. Therefore, I have some proposals. Most notably, I have a question. Have you heard of the Wayward Tower?
Can I make a history check on that?
Sure.
Can all of us?
If you are from Corvallis, yes.
Okay.
All that you know is it is a tower found in the Razor Cliffs.
Yes, I've heard of it. It's located out in the Razor Cliffs.
Yes,
We
yes,
passed through the
indeed.
Razor Cliffs actually on our way over here to the west.
Well then, you must
Well,
know
that's
exactly what I speak of then. My next question, quite straightforward. Do you know what it is?
A tower?
Ah,
All I know is the stories say it's been there for a long time, and that it is... Yeah, it's just been there a long time.
well, I believe that the tower will not only hold a fantastical story, but it shall help you meet with all of your desires. Allow me to explain. The tower, as far as we know, is made from materials that are not recognizable to this realm. I believe, based off my findings, that it is an entity quite alien to this land. As such, my hope is that we might explore it, discover its secrets, and bring them into the light of knowledge. Quite a simple and straightforward method, would you agree?
I don't have any problems with exposing of secrets.
I don't see how that helps with Agamemnon problem.
Well, allow me to reiterate. The problem with Agamemnon is that you currently do not know where he is, how to access him, and indeed whether or not you have the strength to even deal with him. Not to mention, as he gestures towards Paxil, the act of balance and how to keep it within as such. My proposal will act as a single stone and the slaughtering of many birds, as it were. For I believe that the tower holds not only the secret to maintaining the balance within the broken ley lines, but indeed a secret of druid kind that, once perhaps revealed, may even lead to their recovery. And if the druids recover, my friend, then Agamemnon's rage is tempered, and perhaps his power softened. Or at the very least, you might find sufficient resources there to fund your campaign against the Great Spirit, demon, whatever.
What the question is we have already been given a task. Your proposition now presents us with a choice.
Oh,
Choice in the exact opposite direction.
well, I suppose that's true, isn't it? I suppose it's whatever you think would make the better story.
So you're just interested in what could make the best story, whether we take your proposal to go to the Wayward Tower or not. You'll still watch.
Oh, well, of course I'll watch, but I will admit that my interests are more in the straightforward variety. There is a bit of subtlety. There are things within the Wayward Tower that I require. Call them curiosities not yet met. Questions unanswered. Something that I believe belongs to all of us, that was stolen long ago.
Do we have a time limit?
I would guess.
Or
as long as we're
Agamemnon
allowed
kills
to
us
let
all, I
them know.
suppose.
The creature will shrug. No one knows really how much time they have left, my dear friend. Therefore, little Sparrow, perhaps the better question is how much time do you think you should spend on it?
Mhm.
Well, my thoughts are, why not both? Why don't we do both? One after the other. One is a bit more time sensitive, seeing as they seem to have already devoured 2 of the 5 spirits, and they were in the process of another.
Perhaps. But my offer will not last forever. You are not the only patrons that I might call upon. You're not the only
Well, that's why I asked.
adventurers hungry for a good story, for fame and their own desires.
If we could present this proposal to the elder and sell it to him that this would be a better use of resources and time than going to the south, then I think we should do this. But I don't have a guarantee or enough knowledge that that's the case.
I would say we deal with the thing that guarantees Agamemnon's yes, instead of the maybe and the chance.
No, he's saying that it is something that would help.
Yeah, this would certainly help, but I would just like more. I guess I'm just asking for more details, Mr. Candlekeeper, so that way I could persuade the elder to this course of action.
I am confused. Why must you persuade the elder of anything?
He has a lot of backing to give us.
I think the Candlekeeper is offering his backing over the elders.
And
That
we've
is the
already
choice
said
we
yes
must
to it.
make.
I don't like the idea of going back on my word whenever I already told the elder I'd help him with his issue. But if this would really help the situation, I mean, secrets uncovered, druids restored to power, Agamemnon crippled, balance weighed back to the middle, I don't see why we shouldn't go for the tower.
Are you
All we know about what
Are you
the
of Corvinus,
information-
Candlekeeper?
Oh, you wouldn't know where I'm from. It's just a little place in the middle of nowhere.
I just mean, so you're not from Corvinus.
He is not ignorant like the Kovanians, so I'm highly doubt it.
I consider the entire world to be my home. There is no
All right,
place I
then.
am not from.
Interesting. That's what I'd like to aspire to, some kind of a wanderer like that.
What?
But essentially, I think all we have to go on from the elder is that while he was being tortured, he picked up a little bit of information where he thinks this is where their base is being held, and he wants us to bring it down. What the Candlekeeper is giving us is his assurance that this will help and make for a good story.
For me, it's a matter of many things. I'm forced to sit here and question my own way of life, what I've known for decades. To look to a place that is so obscured in history and danger, to find something that'll reveal a way forward for my people. Because she'll look away. I will not deny it. I was stagnant. My people are stagnant. We sit here and swirl in the middle of a pool, continually being pushed back by the church, and being held back by our own ways.
It sounds to me like you're making an argument for why we should not do what the Elder asked us.
I'm arguing with myself, dear Jean. Because yes, going and helping the Elder, doing that task is an immediate response. But we're relying on foreign powers, foreign entities, to tend to a wound that will not heal on our land. This is real revelations that I've been facing since a discussion with the Geisa. I was meaning
Would
to
it be
talk
a
to the
problem
Elder,
that I point out that half of us aren't from here?
and I
We're
appreciate
relying on
your...
foreign Yes, we're relying on foreign powers, but that doesn't mean that cultures can't mesh, that they can't help each other.
I think for you, Anfa, the question that you need to ask in order to find out what direction you want to go in is, what would help your people the most? If he just told you that sacking or going to the Wayward Tower, not necessarily sacking it, would put the druids back in the position where they can make right the ley lines, that's more of a guarantee than the Elder has given us of go assault this tower, this place where we think that their base is.
I can assure you that the tower will most likely have access to knowledge that you won't find anywhere else. Knowledge that I would not mind having, but to share with you as well. If you are concerned with your circles, perhaps you'd like to learn what is causing such a malediction towards the natural world. Surely you've heard of the deathquakes of the Razor Cliffs.
Yes.
Are they not a
And
part of nature? Wouldn't you not like to see them undone?
Yes. And these are all doubts that I've mounted on doubts that I've had from the beginning, that I, even before meeting you all, was faced with questioning the own truths from those above me. But I would like to see this world be healed. This land be healed. My world.
Okay. And I'm trying to tell you that I think the best way we can do that is to go to the Wayward Tower.
I am
And
conflicted. I don't know if we should do a direct blow to Agamemnon in his fort, or cripple him like you suggest. Why do you think crippling is better than going directly at him?
How do you know he's in that fort?
Well, it's the information the Eldar gave us.
It's not. That's not what he said. He didn't say this is where Agamemnon is.
No, but his forces and whatever heretical activities go on there.
Mhm.
It would be a direct
Give-
blow to him even if he is not there.
Essentially, what I understand is that the Elder gave us the information of this is where his followers are, and this is where they are attempting to enact his will. And that's where we're going to the south, right? To put an end to that. But what the Candlekeeper has told us is that in the Wayward Tower, there's a direct link to Agamemnon that if we get our hands on it, would be crippling to him. Not just his forces, not just his followers, but to him.
Not to mention the restoration of the Druidic's balance, as well as the power and prestige that is needed
And
to enact one's will. Also, I think it would be befitting to mention that I believe that there is an even greater and more insidious force at work, but one that perhaps it will be revealed at a later time. There are many reasons to take me up on my offer, and I will not pretend that I do not have my own agenda. But, first and foremost, a fine story.
And there might be untold amounts of knowledge contained within it. Knowledge that might glean more truths on Agamemnon, Corvinus, even the whole world. Who knows?
And we can't forget, the City of Glass has already sent reinforcements on its way north to where we are. If worse comes to worse, they can at least hold the city against some force of Agamemnon if they manage to bust through the foreign spirits that are embodying the shrines, right? But by then, we'll hopefully have conquered the tower, obtained whatever knowledge and power that's lying in there, and take it back to not only remedy this problem, but put an end to it entirely. I
Huzzah!
know that's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of ifs.
I could not have said it better than myself. Well, I shall leave the proposal in front of you. You'll need to speak with one another without my presence. I shall have food delivered shortly, and you are welcome to rest here. You have certainly earned it.
Very good. But I have also an additional request, if possible.
Yes.
I would like some tobacco and a stone in the sun for my mount, if possible.
Sun I am quite lacking of, but a stone I have many. And tobacco I have only the finest.
I'm sure it will do.
All right. Unseen servants will begin to enter the room and place food in front of you and tobacco in front of Darien. And it seems that you have been left to your own devices to discuss what to do next.
So what's everybody's main apprehension? It seems what he's been promising us is way more favorable than going down to the south.
My main apprehension is duty.
Right, your duty to see this land restored.
My duty to the rebellion in the City of Glass, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And what
means
is
that's
I was asking, what is the main enemy of the City of Glass?
the main enemy.
Right, like what's the main problem they're facing? Their main blight, their main problem. Like
The Church of Matheria. Although that is only on paper. That is only what is seen across the mountains by the scouting forces that breach into the forests of the western
okay,
lands.
so get rid of the paper. What do you think their main problem is?
We're content with the status quo.
Okay, that's great. That's a horrible problem. And we have the means to fix that because the Candlekeeper just told us that the means to raise the druids back to their seat of power is inside that tower.
And I agree with you. But you see what my issue is.
Is that the elder of the village asked us to go south?
Yes, and the elder of the village is representative of the City of Glass. The west.
Mm-hmm.
Above me.
So this is about the hierarchy. This is about your standing in the rebellion and following
Yes.
orders.
Not my standing, just my own loyalty to it, I suppose.
Right, but I
Look,
think that this
Anfa.
is a greater show of loyalty to go against the orders that you've been instilled with to do what you think is better for the rebellion, like putting them back in power.
I don't even want us to be in power. Power entails that we control. I just want us to be able to allow us to heal, to do our job.
Mm-hmm. And to do those things unbothered, you need power.
The elves here have been weak, so I don't think following tradition is a very good idea for you.
If I may,
I didn't say it.
Anfa,
Yes.
pretend you have no responsibility. I know it's hard, but pretend you don't have any responsibility for half a moment.
It's not hard.
Which-
Just look at me.
Yeah, we're not pretending we're Gene and not caring about anything but our brothers. But now, think about it objectively. Which one do you think would benefit best?
Going to the tower. Going to the
Was
tower
that-
because it's
It'll cut it
like,
off at
like
the
the
root.
candle keeper said, many birds with a single stone.
It'll cut it off at the root.
The Wayward Tower, yes. We would learn more. We would.
This is something we would probably have to convince the elder of.
Not
But
really.
I do agree. Well, yes.
We do not work for him.
Listen. The reason why is because someone needs to make sure that the other spirits don't get consumed. And that would be their job. At that point, that would be their job until we can cut things off at the root.
I mean, it was supposed to be his job to start with, but
Yeah, we all know how that ended. We're ignoring that right now. And this time he has backup.
that's true. A contingent from the City of Glass themselves is on its way here.
So now
Less
that
than
he
2
has
weeks.
backup, he may be able to stave it off long enough for us to deal with the tower. Because right now, going south is a maybe at best. He did say that that's where he believes everything's going on that we saw.
And
So everything's
striking
maybe
there
right
might
now.
not solve the issue with the spirits here.
It would solve the immediate issue.
Not the long term.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not about just simply putting a band-aid over something right for the short term.
So our best option is to prepare them to protect the spirits as long as they can, while we take the tower and cut it off at the root.
Mhm.
They
That sounds like a
prune
lot
while
of
we
ingredients.
take care of everything.
We handled that situation with the shrines so quickly that like the soldiers could just go in there and station themselves around the wood shrine and just keep an eye on them. But
As well as posting some people at the two lasting
Yes.
shrines.
And
I'll
just
leave those
to
details to the
make
elder.
sure we're not getting confused here. You're speaking in favor of going to the
Yes.
keep or the Wayward
to,
Tower?
to the tower.
The Wayward Tower.
I'm just saying that someone needs to keep the spirits safe in the meantime.
I think we're just gonna have to apologize to the elder. And
Well, I
tell
feel
them that
like
we can
this
help.
is a better plan of us going to the tower,
It is
But-
closer.
but
It
we
will be a
also
shorter
need
trip.
to make sure they're informed so that they can protect what's still there until we can fix it.
Well put.
I can't believe I'm wishing my brother was here.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm glad I brought him.
Yep.
Yes. Unlike me, I left them. I left my family. As I felt like I was, well,
And this is your chance to prove them wrong.
I proved myself wrong.
Yeah, prove yourself wrong. And them.
No,
They shouldn't be content with what they have right now.
I promise you I'll do everything in my power to keep proving you wrong.
That is such a weird backhand
For a
positive
bard, you're not
reassurance.
very charismatic, Gene.
I'm not trying to seduce her, I promise.
Either
I'm
way,
just saying you're not
I'm
charismatic.
Are you kidding me? I just got us a seat at this guy's giant fucking table.
and
Tell
some
a good
food.
story, but your bedside manner is lacking.
You don't gotta be a nice person to tell a good story.
Yes, and I'm saying you aren't a nice person, but you tell a good story.
I'm glad we agree. So yeah. We're just gonna take a trip to the Wayward Tower and make it our bitch.
Alright, well, let's... Oh, I think we should hear from everyone. Darien, you seem like you're more centered on the short-term clear goal of attacking the keep, yes?
Well, on the personal level, I am very interested in the tower and the magic there. But I'm a bit unsure if it is better for my god to go there.
Perhaps
Or
you could ask your gods, I don't know how that works, which one would be a more positive route to take.
yes, that is something I have considered.
What about you, Kaito?
Kaito looks a bit conflicted. I want to help the elder, but I don't know.
Well, we could look at it this way. If we go down and attack that keep that the elder told us to go to, we have to gain from it that we hope in the 2 months that we get there that Geisa has not eaten all of or consumed, or whatever she said, all the spirits, and that getting there and attacking in a timely manner would keep her from doing so. If we go to the tower, we gain the knowledge that we need, the resources that we need, and some balance to be restored, and some fucking, druids to be reseated and stuff like that.
Information.
I think there's more to be gained at the tower than there is to be gained at this keep.
Do we
It's
know
not
where we're
just
fighting
that it would.
at the tower?
No, I don't. I just know that in the Razor Cliffs, that's where a lot of the undead are. We passed through there on the way up here, but luckily we were just sticking to the roads and managed to avoid all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And do you think you could fight our farewell party from earlier with just a few of us?
Come again?
Well, it seems most of us want to go to the tower, so there wouldn't be very many of us headed south. And our farewell party seemed rather excessive.
Oh yeah, the people back on the bridge.
We could have taken them if we
That was like what?
had the
2 more
strength.
people who could copy our abilities.
Yeah, we
I'm
could
just
have.
glad
Two
they
that
didn't
could
take
copy
all
our
of my stuff.
abilities, 4 that were made out of fire, and 2 that I don't even know what the hell they were. And they were different from each other, so that's great.
Yeah, I think one of them was like a raven thing. I don't want to think about it. I'm gonna eat what's in front of me.
The food presented is some high, like some fine dining kind of thing. small proportions, more focused on taste, pureed sauces, things like that.
Nice. In between the points I have been making, then I would have eaten it in an instant.
Yeah, I would have some of the food.
So what does the contract actually say?
All right, Babylon boy. Make me a Arcana check.
Can I use religion?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. As you give a once over on the contract, you see a couple of interesting things. So let's go over them. Point number 1. It seems that this individual, this Candlekeeper, intends fully to provide you transport, room and board, and there's a couple of packages listed that he is able to provide, which the party will choose. But essentially, he's going to provide aid for you to take on this tower. However, there are a couple of provisos, a couple of quid pro quos. They are, if your character is killed, this contract denotes that they belong to him once they die. It should be noted that there is a clause that allows for resurrection, but no more than 1 week.
Like after death, or?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So a week after we die, if we're still dead, we belong to the Candlekeeper?
That is correct.
Okay.
That includes, but not limited to, body, soul, and hold on, something else. Body, soul, and
Intellectual property?
here it is. Body, soul, and research and discovery. So anything that you discovered.
And that's when we die?
1 week after you die.
Right.
Okay. The next thing is that there are a couple of requirements in order to take on this tower on behest of the Candlekeeper. There are a couple of items listed that he requires. Notably, the first and foremost is something referred to as a prismatic shard. The second is something referred to as stranger's blood. And the third item that is registered is something referred to as a world seed.
So just a small average items, you know?
Just
Just
three
make
unassuming items, really.
Yeah.
Things you wouldn't need or want anyway.
Yeah, I have no
Or
idea
tell
what
everybody
those
that
are.
you have.
And then the contract goes on to fill out the details, but those are the main points that you're able to detect. It should note, Darien, that this contract does contain the presence of your lord. Upon its signature, any attempt to break the contract by either A, preventing the transition of those items that belong to him, such as discovering them and not telling him, such as not giving it to them, such as trying to resurrect an ally after a week has already passed, will result in the contract being broken and an oathbreaker being summoned. Which you know to be a powerful servant of Babylon, to ensure that punishment is dealt out.
Yeah. So as a cleric of Babylon, do I own my own soul? Or is that something that
Not if you sign it away.
Yeah, I don't know if I can sign away my soul if I don't own it, you know?
No, you don't. But that's accounted for in the contract.
So how is it accounted for?
It is accounted for that upon a week in which your soul would become requisitioned, the soul immediately is claimed by Babylon so that he can find somewhere useful to put it. So essentially, you still have the same pseudo-permanent death, but you just go to Babylon to do something with you.
Nah, then it's no problem.
Probably get turned into a devil or something.
Yeah.
Maybe shoes.
Sounds good.
But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
So-
that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing. If you detect one of your party members breaking the oath, you are bound by your holy commitment to Babylon to ensure that that does not happen. So when the devil comes for them, you will be expected to fight alongside it, not them. Should you fail to do so, then an even more powerful devil will be sent to punish you.
Got it. But when you say required, do you mean like we cannot return without them, or if we find them, we have to turn them over?
So there are many different clauses that that dictate essentially the spirit of the law. That if you failed to get them is different than you got them and are doing things to ensure that he doesn't get them and that you do or someone else does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not when you find these items, give them to me. It's if you find these items, give them to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are several clauses in there that also prevent any pretty airtight, actually, avoidances of... There's no loopholes that you can see. Basically, if you find this item and you do not attempt to gather it for him or refuse to give it to him or take any other route other than what is expected of you, you will be punished.
Makes sense.
I see, and I imagine that takes precedence over our personal goals of stick it to Agamemnon and get druids back in the place they belong. That if it comes between one, getting the stranger's blood, or two, shoving something up Agamemnon's ass, we have to get the stranger's blood.
So,
Do I know?
the clause is in that, should it ever come down to a situation in which the thing that you are there to do and the things that he requires should ever come into conflict, the thing that he requires takes priority, yes.
I figured.
So, do I know who the stranger is?
No.
No. Do I know who Tyr is?
No.
Without the title? No, okay.
Can I ask about the room and board and transport?
Sure.
Like what like on our way there, he will be giving us a place to stay, and he will be giving us means to get there safely.
Yeah. The clauses
That's it,
dictate
cut.
the use of nightmares to get you there.
That sounds cool. Okay. We do have a carriage driver among us.
Well, this is a pretty bad contract.
Bad in what sense?
We are not really getting much. Seemingly, from what I know at least.
I mean, well, what's its? Explain it.
Storyline. Now you know. Good.
I don't see how that's
These
not
items
in our
seem
favor.
pretty powerful. And having to go out of our way to get them
What?
seems dangerous.
What? Just verifying Arcadum. Anfa would not know what a world seed is, correct?
Nope.
Okay, she'll ask, what's a world seed? What's this stranger? What's this prismatic shard? What?
I do not know.
Is-
I only know that prismatic shard deals with the colors.
And blood of a stranger? I mean, just go find someone random and just, there you go, right? That
Does it
seems
say
odd.
the blood of a stranger, the blood of the stranger, or just stranger?
It says the, not a.
Okay. So it's not just any stranger, it's someone that is the stranger. Okay. I don't see how this isn't fair, honestly. He's oriented us to a tax that is not only beneficial to us, but to him as well. He's giving us the means to get there safely, giving us the means to get there well fed, and Is there a means to get back in the contract? Will he give us transport back?
I don't like the whole part about
Transport
him
includes that.
I don't like the whole part of him keeping our souls. I'm rather would have my soul go to whatever afterlife there is. I suppose the dream, right? That's place of souls.
Well,
That's
just
a good
don't die.
question. That too, but however, does that stipulate that this is just until the contract is over? When does it say the contract ends? And if the contract does end, are
The
our
contract
souls no
ends
longer
when all
forfeit to
3 of
him?
the items that he requests have been recovered.
I see. And then once we give them to him, are our souls still forfeit beyond a week after our death after that?
Just as you're not expected to go outside of the spirit of the contract, neither is he.
I see. So then, as long as we complete the mission, give him the 3 items he wants, then as soon as we do that, we're free. We don't have to give him anything else, and he doesn't have to give us anything else.
In fact, Darien would know that this soul clause is pretty typical of any of these types of contracts. It's to ensure that the one that is basically bankrolling this expedition does not guarantees that such employees or those that sign will act in good faith, will not abandon his cause, as if the mission isn't complete, their souls are still his, and also so that should the worst happen and abject incompetence or betrayal should occur, that he still gets something for his time spent. In this case, adventurer souls.
It's collateral. Our souls are just the collateral. And as soon as we complete the mission, we get our collateral back. Well, that's to say we don't really get it. We don't really get it back. We just don't have to give it up. So if you're worried about that, just complete the mission that you're already wanting to complete for the betterment of your people.
The main problem
Along
is...
the way, we gotta get that
should
stuff.
we... Yes, the main problem is, should we discover one of these items, we have to go out of our way to get them. We cannot see, oh, there's 25,000 people guarding that. We have to go through them. That is the problem.
That's true. But we have to be resourceful, maybe go around them. But I won't get into the details with you. Essentially, he's going out of his way to help us achieve our goal. He's just expecting the like treatment in turn.
I don't like the idea of sending away our souls.
It's
standard stuff. We fail. It's only in the case that we fail.
Which is ever.
My soul is already signed for someone else, for my god, so doesn't matter.
Lol.
For me.
But it matters for the rest of us.
Not really.
Yes. But only if we fail.
Only if we don't complete the mission. Which, in his eyes, the main mission is get those 3 things for me. In our eyes is, while getting those 3 things, find everything we need to stick it to Agamemnon and put the druids back in power, restoring balance, and making myself famous.
Darien, is there anything in there, if we do fail, of what happens?
What do you mean? He will get your soul.
Not that if
body.
we die, but if we were to, I don't know, be impeded for a long enough way that we think we should return to him, is there repercussions for that first?
What do you mean? Like not going or just...
I'm just thinking that if there's something that's bad enough there that we think we can't go around it or get through it, I don't know, maybe we need reinforcements or something that we have to return.
You're saying that if we come against an obstacle that we can't deal with on our own, is there a punishment for going back to the Candlekeeper and asking for more help?
Yeah.
The contract doesn't stipulate that. It does stipulate that room and board will be held while you are attempting it. So it needs to be presumed that you will have a place to go back to. But the contract doesn't stipulate that help must be given to you. But then again, if you think about it from the other side, if he wants it, so I think you guys are thinking about this the wrong way. You get to keep everything else you find except 3 items.
Yep.
Which are the payment of taking you there, giving you aid, and giving you a place to fall back to in order to attempt to conquer the tower.
Mm-hmm.
So the terms of your souls and all that is just because it's an evil leading contract that is there to ensure that you do not abandon the cause if it gets too hard. Or you don't get tempted to do something else, much like you're doing right now with the current elder that you're doing a mission for.
Yep.
That's what it's for.
This all seems fair and in order to me.
Now, whether or not you think that's fair is up to you, but that's just what it is in front of you. But no, going back to him and asking for more help is not punished in the contract. It's not a part of the contract. Like, you could even do something like, you leave and don't attempt the tower after signing it. And then doing that obviously breaks the spirit of the contract, so upon your death, your soul is his. Because you didn't actually finish the mission. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So if we signed this contract, went down to that little fort the elder told us about, that's breaking the contract.
Yeah, there's no time limit or anything. It's that until it's finished, when you die, your soul is his. And your body. And everything else that
Any
you've...
discoveries?
Any discoveries or research that you've made.
So you said the
That
contract
also-
ends
That
when
raises
we
a
bring.
question to me, actually. Yes, he said the contract ends when we give him those 3 items.
When you
But
give
that
him the
raises
3
another-
items listed, the contract ends.
That raises another question for me. If the worst should happen while we're in that tower, and one of us should die, and if it was someone who discovered a crucial piece of information, like what if it was, like if I discovered, Anfa, here's how you get your druids back in power, and then immediately I died, and you guys weren't able to bring me back within a week. Does that knowledge that I have given to Anfa is now forfeit from her and to the Candlekeeper? She
Well,
can't have
that's
access to
knowledge
that
I have now, so it's
Well,
my knowledge.
it becomes his. So, yeah. Worst case scenario, she knows it and he knows it.
Okay, but it's not like the knowledge of that will get sucked from her mind and she no longer has access to it.
No.
Okay. I don't know what's on the table here with these kind of contracts, so I'm just curious.
Anfa has to sign an NDA contract. That's tough.
My question is,
Yeah.
if we go in, we do it, and we only find 2 of the items, the contract will not end if we hand over only those 2 items? Was if we tried by spirit, or is it?
Correct. You better get the 3rd one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. It could just, yeah, you actually raised a good point. It could be malicious practice on his part. Maybe he knows that there is only one of those items in that tower. Like, what guarantee do we have that the items he's asking for are going to be where we are headed? He could have just put one of them in there as just a loose hanging hook to keep us in
there
his
is
employ
a
constantly.
clause that ensures that this information has been verified, or else Babylon's devils would not have signed it.
I see.
An
Okay.
oath has been made and a
So-
contract has been forged.
So this is not just like a gotcha.
Yeah,
That
you can't really gotcha a Babylon contract. Not really.
I
At
see.
least not in the way that you're thinking about. Now, it's true to be skeptical, after all, it is devils and all that. But you're not dealing directly with Babylon, you're dealing with this guy. Of which a devil of Babylon ensured the integrity of the contract. And in fact, with the magnificent roll that Darien just did, there aren't any gotcha holes like that in the contract that he can see.
I don't see why we shouldn't do this. I think it's fair. Plus, he might have access to some of the things of this. Like, clearly, guys, let's not play around here. He's not fucking from here. He might have access to items and magics and spells and who knows what else that we wouldn't normally have access to. And if we do this for him, he might see fit to share that kind of stuff with us.
I'm getting a headache from all of this.
I'm just gonna go ahead and sign.
One is all to decide at the same time, Meryl. No need on you signing if not everyone signs.
I would wait until everyone signs, yes.
Does
I already
anybody
know we're
have
gonna
any
say
other?
it.
Does anybody
I'm
have
just
any
going
other
to say it. I will
apprehensions?
sign last
Okay.
I'm not.
because I don't need any of you reading my name.
Wow.
Okay.
Is it
If
not?
that's all.
Is it not Sparrow?
Is it not Sparrow?
That is the name I gave you, yes?
Oh.
Keep your secrets.
I am a fae.
Look at this liar.
I am a fae.
Oh,
Points.
Cool.
We're bound by our
Alright,
names,
so-
just
alright,
like
so you like
devils
girls,
are
whatever.
bound to theirs.
oh.
And I don't want any of you in
Is it
control of
wise
me.
to sign your real name then to give
Well,
this
if
guy
you
so
sign
we
your
can
soul,
see
then-
it?
Of the contract.
I mean,
It's-
if you go by Sparrow, wouldn't that soul body? I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure that would
Suffice.
suffice. Glances at our cleric of Babylon.
Yeah, how
So
would I go if I signed
Darien,
my fake name?
Yes.
so Darien, it does not matter what she signs it as. The act of signing is potent enough for Babylon.
Yes, the act of signing is enough. It does not matter really what you write.
I could write Donald
Oh.
Duck.
she just
For
like
example,
looks
those
dumbfounded.
that can't write can still
New
sign a contract
information.
through this method.
Oh, that makes sense.
She looks dumbfounded and just kind of goes, "Oh."
Yeah, she just signed Sparrow. Who has apprehensions about this?
I do.
Only
Know
one.
that when you say you have apprehensions, I'm going to try and persuade you out of them.
So Arcadum, how
Anfa,
difficult is it to make
you
small
just
changes?
sit down with your apprehensions.
You can
We
always
already
suggest changes.
understand them.
You can
Yeah,
always
would it
suggest
need to
changes.
be? Would it be need to be approved again, right? Or
Yeah, it would need to be approved. Thankfully, haha, you're a cleric of Babylon, so you can approve it.
nice.
We investigated ourselves and found ourselves innocent of any wrongdoing. Now you get to see
So who
the
has-
the more evil
Literally
part
a
of this.
contract of, I know I'm sniping you from a whole other quest, but you can't leave this once you start.
So, who does not want to sign?
I suggest we try to renegotiate the part about items to end the contract. Maybe add another condition to close out the contract. If we should maybe like find 1 or 2 items instead.
So you think if we can't find all of them, we shouldn't be held to the contract in perpetuity?
Like we could offer some other loot or something in if we couldn't find the others.
I mean,
That is-
I believe if we can find the location of such items, the information of them.
I
Might
It
suffice.
seems to be that he knows that they're in the tower.
And supposedly
to-
that's what it means, that it's already advised by Babylon, as it is.
We just have to scour every inch of the tower.
But it would be beneficial if we could see if we could renegotiate that if we cannot find all 3.
You're thinking that he would accept some substitute?
Not necessarily accept a substitute, but accept that we couldn't find them.
I mean, you're
But
just asking him to
that's
accept
regarding
less in
if
return
we
for giving
cannot
us.
find them,
Or if
despite
something
looking
happens.
everywhere.
Or if something happens to them.
Like
Yes.
when something happens to the items.
Yeah, something that makes it retrieving them impossible.
Like if someone already has them and has used them.
Or they are destroyed, or they fall into a bottomless cavern.
Is that the gross incompetence part of the contract, Arcadum?
The what is the what?
So we were asking what would happen if the items he's asked for have been kind of rendered impossible to retrieve. And we were just wondering if he would accept a substitute or just our word that we are unable to retrieve them. Like someone else has already used the item that he wants.
In the contract right now, no. There's no clause in that supports that. You have to get all 3 if you want the contract to end.
Okay.
And part of that is intended because if you only get 2 out of 3, he still gets at least some value out of the missing one.
Yeah.
From your souls.
Us. I think it should be amended, but not in just to say, if we can't get it, thanks for your help anyway. I think it should be amended and to say that if we cannot retrieve all of the items, there's 6 of us. So I think 2 souls per item. If we manage to get 2 out of the 3, he still gets to bind 2 of our souls. If we
Or
manage to get 1 out of the 3, he manages to bind 4 of our souls.
we could go collect the missing soul payment herself.
Let's give him other people, you mean?
That's not how souls work, sadly. You need to find a equivalent soul that is the same value.
I think
Shrug
my suggestion
emoji.
is what's the most fair.
It's something we would need to speak about and renegotiate.
Yes, I don't think negotiating is off the table.
I think everyone goes into a contract expecting to have to renegotiate.
That's fair. Like, if somebody already drank that stranger's blood, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Find the stranger and bleed him?
That would be something that would be nice to see in the contract, but I know that we can't put every what if in the contract.
But I have a feeling we're gonna have to go get the blood anyway. Like I feel like the stranger is going to be there and we're going to have to convince him or take his blood.
Right. I've just been assuming that it's a vial of blood on a shelf somewhere picking up dust.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume that.
What if it's blood in terms of a family member, you know? No? Am I too crazy?
Oh,
No, I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
what?
Well,
Just
when you
bringing this
like
dude's
say,
granddaughter.
like if you were to say the Dion blood, it could mean me. It could mean Jean. It could mean her mother. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, if you manage to find our dad, you let me know.
Who's your dad?
I got a name, but that's about it.
What's his name?
Anyway, that's beyond the point. That's beyond the point.
Okay.
That's not what we're here to
whatever.
talk
It's okay, he prefers to be a bastard.
about. Thank you. The point is, would you be more willing to sign the contract if we propose these changes to it?
That is really all my problems. So I think we will do this.
we-
So.
Yeah, if we can't find the items or if they've been rendered impossible to retrieve, given our best efforts to retrieve them, if they fall short, would he still accept an equal trade or an item in substitute or 2 souls per missing item? Anybody got a problem with that?
Whose soul would be put on the line?
I assume we'd have to make it his choice for him to want to go for it. But firstly and foremostly, mine. Given that I'm the one who likely caught his attention, I will likely be the one giving my soul up last. Or retaining my soul last, I should say. I'm not really torn up about it, because I'm willing to bet that them statues over there were other good-looking, handsome adventurers who got their shit kicked in too early. And if I wind up like that, as a centerpiece in a foyer, that's just how I have to be. It'll suck, but it'll be have to be.
I feel like one of the other firsts would probably be Darien himself.
I don't think Babylon would let that happen.
No,
I think
he
he would
cannot
be
take
more
my soul.
disappointed. I feel like
The
he would be
clause here
disappointed in
says-
your.
In all
my
honesty,
vote.
I think the next person he'd be willing to take the
Performance.
most would be Anfa.
What about me?
I think he'd want your soul the next most after mine.
We're speculating.
Why would he want my soul the next most?
You're the second most dramatic.
Ha!
I can't even argue with that.
Got
I'm
him.
sorry, but he's not wrong.
How am I dramatic? What?
How am I dramatic is dramatic.
Flips hair.
You even said that dramatically.
The only one who is as dramatic as you is Kaito with how much he dies.
Man, that's
He's not even trying, though.
fucked up.
Oh,
No, that's just me.
Stay standing and I won't have things to say.
Ooh.
I'm trying.
Okay. Let's not get into a food fight here.
Eh.
Stuff's too tasty to throw.
Angrily starts eating.
Gone in 2 fucking bites.
I'm just trying to.
Can barely see above the table to get my food.
So let's start talking about this properly. Who does not want to take the contract at all? Amendments or otherwise, would not take the contract.
Raise
Use
his hand.
your. Not me. I'm just you guys trying to say use your finger pointer to designate that.
I see. So even if there were amendments made to the contract that would be more favorable to us, that would allow us to keep some of our souls, you still wouldn't take it.
I just don't like it in general.
You don't gotta defend it. I'm just asking. You don't have to defend your stance. If the answer is no, that's your answer.
If you two go for it, I'll follow.
That's not what I asked.
You know, you've been trying to convince everyone else.
Yeah.
Why does he get a
And?
free pass?
This is his brother.
Shut up.
I'm not going to shut up. I'm calling you out.
That's fine.
Favoritism.
Do you have
I mean,
siblings?
yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I like them more than I like you. There's no question about it.
Like, I like them
At
more
the-
than I like
At
you.
the end of the day, we're
Well, I
likely
like
all to
him
be
more than I
buried
like
near each
you,
other.
so
Why are you
That's
giving
fine.
your
He-
brother special
but all
he's
treatment?
of us-
fluffy.
I don't know.
Okay.
He's fluffy.
Yeah.
So you would rather go do what the elder asked of us, Kaito.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else feel the same?
Since Jean's obviously not going to say it, I am. This is a way to better protect what you're wishing to protect by going through with the Elder's plan.
We've already made all of our points.
I'm
Just saying them again is-
making mine. Since you're not going to try and convince him at all, but you'll make everyone else listen to you, I'm going to put out my points. It'd be a better way to protect what you're wanting to protect in going with the Elder's plan. It would be more effective, and it would probably make it to where it would stay protected rather than have Agamemnon just send another to
Mhm.
finish the job.
As much as I want to say you're right, you've just drawn conclusions. You haven't really gave any backing for why that's the case.
If this cuts it off at the root, then that's exactly what would happen. With Agamemnon quelled, there's no reason for her to be there. It'd be much easier to remove the problem.
I agree. We've already made all of these points earlier, so I'm just beyond the point of making arguments. Now I'm to the point of making decisions. And if his decision, if everyone's not 100% on board with this, I don't think we should do it. I'm not going to peer pressure someone into giving up their soul for me, just because I want to get more famous. Especially not if it's my family. I won't allow it. My ego's big, but it's not that big.
Yes, but I think Kaito also understands that I am very, very interested in keeping the balance that those spirits protect.
Are you going to force him to give up his soul?
I'm not going to force him to do anything, but I will lay down my points, just like I did back on the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Hey, okay, I'm looking into the contract.
As a kindred soul.
Yeah.
I was just saying, looking into the contract,
Mhm.
if all of us do not sign this, is the contract valid?
I mean, yeah, but obviously, don't do that.
Right, because we have to be a party and we have to be cohesive.
Yeah, the people that sign it would just they're not going to do it on their own.
Yeah. So, it would not make sense for all but one of us to sign it. And since this is the leap over the edge, it doesn't seem right to push someone over there. So, if he won't sign it, none of us should.
I'm just saying, as a kindred spirit, it would help keep that balance safe. Much safer than it is right now. Because if we just cut off one limb, another will grow.
I was convinced to sign it before the contract's information was given. Presented with that and weighing the options, I think I would still sign it. But I agree with Jean. If one of us is unwilling to sign it, then none of us will sign.
We have to approach this like
I
a
think
unit.
that's just a given.
So I see no point in trying to
And
convince
I
him to
think-
sign.
Yeah, I'm beyond the point of convincing. I don't want to. I'm out of food, so I'm out of patience.
Throws a
So-
turkey leg at Jean.
Dude, I will fucking catch that with my teeth and wink at you.
Do it! I want to
All
see you
right,
try.
all right, you got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes. Nom nom nom.
Just give him some food while I try and convince.
Give him some milk.
Yes, Kaito.
I'm gonna step away and get another Capri Sun or 4.
Kaito, you were on the same page as me whenever we even first saw Geisha. We both wanted to fight, but we knew we couldn't. If this is more effective in keeping your culture, your people safe, isn't it worth the risk? That is what I am asking you. As a kindred spirit who wishes more than anything to protect that balance.
Persuasion check.
Hey, buddy, look, this is where you tell her that sometimes you don't just take the easy road because it's the easy one, but you have to do what's difficult because it's up to standing by your morals, okay?
I never claimed to be the most charismatic character here.
I don't want to wait.
But
Jean casually, bardic inspirations.
Casually gets bardic inspiration.
Look, you got to teach your little siblings to stand up for themselves, okay? It's a big brother's responsibility.
Wait, what the fuck is Meryl? Meryl just like, I'll do whatever you do.
And that's my
That's always
slammer
been
way.
Meryl.
But yeah.
Because Meryl's morals are
I'm-
me and Kaito being safe.
Fair enough.
I'm just putting the points before you because we seem to be on the same page with this.
What I
But
said isn't
I,
discounted,
for one,
though.
cannot stand aside and realize that this is the better option because it's more long-term than just putting a bandage on it. Because you know he won't stop. Even if we take off one limb, another will grow. He will send more.
Right.
And they will be better equipped to handle us.
That is true.
So
That
if we
being
can
said,
if we can cut it off at the root, the whole plant will die.
as much as I love talking about roots and the other 8 times you mentioned them,
Fuck off.
that being said,
Let him speak
Sometimes
for
it's-
himself, Gene.
sometimes it's not about
Shut
what's
up,
the most
Gene.
effective. It's not about what's the most effective or what's the easiest way to take. It's about standing by what you believe in.
This
And if
also
he
isn't
believes
the
in
easiest
retaining-
way.
Yeah, that's the whole argument I've been making this whole time. This would be easier. It's quicker.
No,
it's
it
faster.
wouldn't. It
It's
wouldn't be
guaranteed for us.
easier. That's the whole thing. It wouldn't be easier. We are putting a lot on the line.
We're getting food. We're getting board. We're getting travel. We're not guaranteed
In
any
exchange
of
for
that
our
stuff.
souls if we fail.
Right, and that's what I'm getting at. We get all of that stuff to make
We're
it
putting
easy.
a lot on the line to
However-
try and fix things
You're right.
for long
If
term
he-
instead of short term.
But if it's his belief that he
Now
should
let
retain
poor
ownership of
Kaito
his soul,
speak for himself, you bastard.
if he believes that he should retain ownership of his soul, that's his belief, and he shouldn't compromise that.
We could try, and let's say, Gene, you offer your soul instead of Kairos, so he doesn't have to risk his soul.
I do not.
Oh, so you're
like
saying
that.
you're saying like even if we give him all 3 of the items, he will still retain ownership of my soul.
Well, that is an option, I guess, but
We're still going
If
to
we should.
renegotiate.
yes.
So how about we look at the points we want to renegotiate
Right.
and try and keep a few souls out.
It's not my
Okay.
soul I'm worried about.
I hope you're not worried about mine, little man.
Kaito,
course I
everyone
do.
else is doing it willingly,
Oh boy.
except for maybe Meryl. But he
Oh,
has
lol,
he has
Meryl.
a good head on his shoulders to try and help you two out.
I've already asked him, even if we made amendments to the contract, would he sign? And he said no. And so that was the answer.
I'll sign.
No, you don't let her convince you. You want to.
Gene, shut up! Just shut up!
You need to.
Let
want
him
to
speak
sign
for
it.
himself. He heard me out. Let him speak for himself. Stop being an earworm.
You're just
You
being an
make
earworm
me
from across
wish-
the table.
You make me wish I knew how to cast silence.
Where's my Vizier's Whisper ability?
Does anyone have silence?
I do.
Okay, so at this
You
point,
cast it on yourself.
at this point, things are getting kind of spicy, and the Candlekeeper will give a knock at the door, and will kind of walk in. I heard yelling. Is everything all right?
Gene won't shut up. That's the only problem.
We're having some misgivings about the particulars of the contract. We were wondering if you'd be open to negotiating some amendments.
Well, of course. Let us
Our
discuss
brother here
terms.
has some apprehensions.
Go on.
Kaito. But
Yes.
this is the part where you have to air your grievances. and then you two have to come to an understanding and a compromise.
I don't like the idea of my brother's souls being at risk.
Why?
I've lost others before.
I'm confused, dear my boy. You do understand that the creatures there will already put your souls and bodies at risk. The contract is meant not only to ensure that I get something should you fail, but it also protects you from becoming an abomination.
I was.
All right, the undeath.
Yes.
I didn't think of that.
I also have a question, kind of a misgiving.
Yes.
What should be the case if one or multiple of the items that you've requested are rendered impossible to attain?
I suppose it should come down to who shall dictate whether or not something is impossible to attain.
Okay. Say this stranger's blood, for instance. What if someone destroyed it?
Well, I suppose then that would mean that the entirety of my expedition is folly. But if I were to allow you to escape the confines of the contract, you could be the one that destroys it. Or you could allow it through inaction to be destroyed. And although Babylon would like you to believe that he is omniscient, he is not.
So then
Therefore,
if you put a clause in the contract of we have to not only attain the items, but ensure their well-being before they are turned over to you, that would kind of negate that.
it is already negated, for the contract only closes whenever all three have been given.
That doesn't really assuage my worry that of...
If your worry is that when you enter, you discover that the item is gone, you can simply come back and tell me. This ensures I would consider many things. I will not guarantee anything. But we do not know what the future holds.
Like I was trying to say earlier, sometimes if we cannot acquire the item, but or it is missing or whatnot, but information lies within that could points to the location of something similar or identical, I'm sure that is something that could substitute the loss of actually possessing the item.
See, the problem here is that I have already researched this quite extensively. Therefore, I would not even have attempted a soul contract if I did not believe, with utter assurance, and indeed the closest I can get to a guarantee, that the items are there.
This contract is approved by Babylon. Or
Indeed.
at least his servants.
Indeed. I sought the Lord of Oaths to ensure that the integrity of my research and that the contract would hold up in devilish court. And indeed, it has. I did not achieve his approval easily. Now, that being said, anything could happen, and it is true that there is a chance that something terrible might occur. But understand that the efforts, the wealth, and indeed the time that I will be spending to ensure that you make it to the tower, and that you have a place in which to recover from its dangers, all cost resources. And should you not be successful, well then, I must account for my losses somehow. Would you not agree?
No, you have to be recouped for the sources you spend.
Do you know if the spell Locate Object would work on these items?
Perhaps, perhaps not. I do not know the level of divination acquirements there would be inside of the tower. Its outer shell, as I said, is made of an alien material that has been most perplexing to pierce.
Do you happen to have a scroll that we maybe can have just in case?
Oh, I possess many different accoutrements that will help you and aid in this endeavor. Once
But there are
it has
only
been
ours if we sign.
correct.
Well, as you know, my soul is bound to Babylon, so I don't really have much to lose, so...
I am aware that Babylon will get your soul, but I have already made an agreement with
Yes.
with the Oath Father.
I also don't believe we will fail, so not
Indeed.
really a worry for me.
I would not have selected you if I had not thought you were capable.
Hmm.
Your story assuaged me of any doubts of your capacity to complete this mission.
You
Out of
mentioned-
character, paying for success.
So you mentioned that the tower is made of an alien material.
Indeed.
Do you think it would cause me any problem in like entry and exiting?
I do not know.
Yeah. Well, that's
I am
my question.
I'm afraid that I do not have all the answers. Part of why your research and discoveries are part of the contract.
If anyone had all the answers, what would the point be for anything, right?
I'm not sure if I follow that line of reasoning, but more so I was being very direct. For you see, if you fail, then the information you do gather that pertains itself to me and then passes to my inheritance, I can then use to ensure that the next group that I find might just succeed.
That's fair. Also,
I figured I'd
Are
at
we
least
the first
ask,
group?
because if it was something such as cold iron or true silver, I wouldn't be able to so much as go near it.
Yes, well, I don't know what it is made out of. That is one of the mysteries I hope to unravel by the use of your patronage.
Are we the first group you've sent?
No,
Oh,
Were the statues in the other room the first group you sent?
he will look at his fingernails. No,
were they the most recent group you sent?
no.
Side
Okay.
is the door to the other room.
I think we're getting a little off topic here. Does anyone else have any misgivings that they would like to air with the Candlekeeper before signing?
I would like to sleep on it and just ask my god just in case, but
Of course. Do the appropriate prayers as required. You are, of course, welcome to stay here for the night, well protected, I should say. Before that, there are a few rules. You are allotted only to common areas and to your guest chambers. Please do not venture beyond into other rooms within the manor. I cannot be held responsible for what should happen to you should you choose to disobey. Do we have an understanding?
Yes.
Of course.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well then, I'm quite famished and I must eat for myself. You're all welcome to make your home in the common areas, and your rooms have been prepared. You shall find your names above the mantelpiece of each of their entryways.
Lovely.
Should you require anything, simply ring one of the many bells that you see, and a servant will be there to assuage you. With that,
I look around for the bell in this room.
there are bells like every 10 or 20 feet.
That's amazing.
He will shove in his chair. He will give a deep bow. I will see you in the morning.
all right.
Yes. Good evening, Candlekeeper.
All right, guys.
Okay.
So, sleep on it and decide in the morning, or final decisions now?
I need to sleep on it.
I
And
would
pray
like
to
to
my
sleep
god.
on it as well.
Time to pray.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna walk over to that bell over there, and I'm gonna ring it real quick.
Ding, 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 ding. You will see a shadowy servant appear with an excellent and tasteful bow tie. It awaits orders.
That's fantastic. Could I receive some sort of dessert, like a cinnamon roll and like maybe a small cup of black coffee?
The shadow dissipates. A few moments pass, and one of the doors open, and a servant approaches you and gives you a slice of key lime pie.
That's fair. I'll take that. Sweet.
All right.
And we're free to leave and come back to the manor, aren't we?
Yeah, which direction is our rooms? I don't know.
There is a servant ready to show you.
Oh, alright. I'd like to,
I'll finish my pie.
before you go pray to your gods, Darien, I'd like to talk to you about something else.
I'll figure out
Once-
where my room is first.
Did you say before
Yeah.
or after?
Before you talk with your gods.
Your rooms are located over here. In this area.
Okay.
Okay, so we go,
Oh
what,
boy.
that way? So,
Let's go through the foyer.
public.
Waves at the statue as he goes past.
Takes a good look at the faces just in case we encounter them later.
Can I tell what kind of classes these people were, or are they just plainly dressed?
Just
you can
ending
tell.
up in the same spot repeatedly.
Were any of them fighters?
Let's see. Let's bring them up, shall we?
Looks through the door.
This
Oh,
is
not here apparently.
All right.
That
You
is
do
not-
recognize one. Excuse me, hold on. You don't recognize them, but let me describe what they look like. Let's see. You see
You claim this
one
one.
of them appears to be an elf with long dreads and a fanciful hat, holding a spear. The next one appears to be an orc. He is equipped with half-plate armor and has a pair of warhammers at his side.
oh my god.
The next that you see appears to be an elf with a greatsword on his back and a furrowed brow. The next you will see is what you presume to be a human mage of some kind. It seems that she is frightened of something. And then the last one is... The last one appears to be a merchant-looking character.
Are there plaques on any of them giving
There
any
are
kind of
not.
description at all? Okay. Nice. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were waiting for me. What's the holdup, guys?
Traffic jam.
Something like that.
Traffic jamu. Traffic jam.
Hey,
there
bud, you
anything
staring at
Think-
that tree?
Anything crazy about this tree out here?
Nope, just a tree. It's dead.
Hmm.
Leaves are at the piled up at the bottom.
I would normally say neat, but that's quite mundane.
25 beds? That's fine.
They're bunk beds.
Don't transform then.
Everything's a bunk bed if you're small enough.
Takes the top bunk.
Oh shit, bottom bunk, easy. Easy clap.
Easy,
Yeah,
Those
easy,
are-
easy,
Sparrow's
easy,
on the top.
easy.
You know how rare it
Bump
is to have
clap.
somebody that wants the top bunk?
So,
The only reason I ever wanted the bottom bunk when I had bunk beds was because, like, I wanted to make, like, a little blanket fort.
Oh yeah.
The only reason I wanted the bottom bunk was because whenever I was in the army, I didn't want to wake up at 4 a.m. and roll off 6 feet from the air.
That's
Nah,
true.
man, you gotta. That's how you make your Jack Shack. You have to have the bottom bunk.
Exactly.
Being on the bottom bunk was best. Anybody on the top, I was
Uh-huh.
like, I felt bad for him.
Yeah, I got there before
I
he
also
did. He
have
can suck it.
wings, so I can
making-
literally just
making your
flutter
bed-
down.
If the top bunk was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
fuck that, dude. I'm short. I
It's-
ain't doing that.
You might as
For
well
real.
just take all your linens and roll them up and hide them and pretend that nobody ever slept there.
So,
Yes.
Darren, if I were to ever slip back into the dream, should I give a prayer to the dream gods?
I don't know. I am not a cleric of those gods. I would try to avoid the dream at all costs, honestly.
What happens if I slip back
Anfa,
into the
can
dream,
you
Darien?
not?
Now that's
Don't
a
do
Cal-
it.
now
Not.
that's a Calcatessian response right there. Don't fucking go there. Don't do it.
Can you just not go there, Anfa? Please.
But if you
Last
should, Adam,
time really messed you up.
there are two options. That I know, at least. I don't know. You can talk to Own or Woad. Hopefully you will get Woad. Actually, it depends.
I hope you
Actually,
get that nightmare
both of them are
fucker.
bad. I cannot. I
Hopefully
just
you'll
don't
get
go
woed.
there.
At least he'll be straight up with what's gonna happen to you.
Is peeking over the side of the top bunk. Please just don't go there.
Yes, please don't. You will most likely die.
My advice: don't.
Hmm. Okay.
Here's what I can say. Woad is evil but lawful, and Own is whimsical and chaotic. Do with that as you please.
I feel like, well, how's what about Lord of Evil?
What do you mean?
Who the fuck is Jack Bankman?
Don't. Sorry.
I would think
Yeah,
Sorry, I did that.
US.
Don't worry about it. Close your mind. I'll be back. I gotta go poo poo.
I would think of it as those Woad and Own are two sides of the same coin.
Right, but like, how is Lord evil? Does he
He's
does he
over
murder people?
nightmares.
He gives people nightmare to teach them lessons, and
That sounds like a good thing.
He's the one who will be very straightforward with you, but will probably kick your ass in the process.
yes.
So like Gene.
I'm fine with that.
No, every time I've been straightforward with you, you've been mean to me.
Well, yeah, because you see, you're straightforward, but you're an ass about it.
Oh my god, it's almost like that's what they just told you he was like.
What? No, it just sounds like he just simply speaks the truth.
Yeah, and it's painful.
You speak the truth, but you say it in a way that makes you sound like you're better.
You think a god's not gonna think he's better than you?
I don't know. I've never met a god.
Me neither, but given that they're gods, I can imagine they'll have a slight complex.
I mean, if you show respect to them,
Oh fuck.
Yes, but
Sorry,
invading
my
their
tinnitus
dreamscape is probably not the most respectful thing you can do with them.
So they don't want people going to the dream?
well,
Probably not.
I have
You don't
this
belong
gift.
there.
I have this ability, and I wish to use it to help us, rather than have it be a detriment.
Then you may need to ask permission before you go.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
praying to them would probably be the best option before you go, so you can get an answer.
I mean, I have an oath of Woad, and Woad is a god. But I've not known or heard of this Woad before until now. Aside from an oath that I thought was just simply an old old thing from time long gone. It sounds
oath-
like it might be more.
An oath is always more.
Right.
My point still
there's-
stands. Ask for permission before.
Yes.
I mean, I was going to go into the dream anyway and try to talk to him. So I have
will
questions.
Try praying first.
I can
Know that I cannot save you this time. I highly doubt my god will help someone that goes in willingly.
I doubt that any of us would really be able to save you unless we could wake you up. And last time, we couldn't.
Last time I woke her up, but yes.
I was more talking about whenever she was convulsing.
Yes.
Are you talking about whenever you guys wouldn't let me sleep? Sounds so familiar. He says, trying to roll over in the bed.
Says the frog on the log.
Well, good night.
All right.
Good
Are
night,
you
Kaito.
intending
Good
to
night,
use
Gene.
magic,
Good night.
Darien, tonight?
What? Magic? What? How? For what?
I don't know how you mean with your gods. I don't know if it produces exposure. Or...
Praying? Or what do you mean?
Ooh.
I don't know. Saying if you need to, but what do you know of this Oath of Odes? Is it something on your lands?
No.
Is it something that's not uncommon to you, home?
I do not know all the oaths, just because I follow the god of oaths.
Well, what if I told you what it was, this oath?
Then I would know what it was. Just like you.
Okay, I feel like I need to wait for the Dungeonmaster return to do that.
God.
I'm back.
Oh, what wonderful timing.
Did everything come out all right?
It sure did.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it's okay.
What? Did you guys hear me or something?
No,
Okay.
If only.
if only.
My bathroom is next to my office, and I was struggling, so I was worried that you guys heard me.
Dude.
I was asking, talking to Darien about the feature that Grand Tree Guardians have, which is the Oath of Woad.
Yeah.
And asking him, and just updating, asking him about if just talking about I have this Oath of Woad. Is this, is it? And there's a god called Woad. Are they related? And just asked if he would like me to tell him what the oath was. And of course, I don't know. The player doesn't know what this oath is, but
No, those are not the same.
They aren't. Oh,
no, they're not related.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So while the party is discussing things, getting ready to go sleepsy deepsies, I need everyone to make me a perception check.
Basic?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I'm gonna play this. How does this sound again? Yeah.
Wait, what? Why are we perceptioning?
Alrighty. With a 21 and a 17, 15, you guys will hear that there are voices coming from outside this area here.
Anfa will peek out the door.
Slides out of the bunk.
Fucking everyone is allergic to 8 hours, dude.
Poor Gene, he just wants to get a nice 8 hours of sleep.
Oh my god, what's the fucking ruckus, dude?
Okay, you will see that there are 3 people outside having a rather quiet well, not really quiet, but they're trying to have an intense conversation quietly. And you will see these characters. You'll see this one. You'll see this one. And you'll see this one. You will overhear. Gotta be real fucking careful. Really don't trust this guy. He has not made any reason for us not to trust him. Wouldn't you think so? Oh yeah, he's straight shooting with us. That don't mean I'm not gonna trust him with that. These are our souls we're talking about. We must do what we can. It's the only way to ensure that we complete our mission. Surely our mission ain't worth that much. Perhaps not to you, Mr. Bankman. But to me, there is little else that I would give more of than to our cause. I will admit, I am not wild about my soul being forfeit either. But do you have a better idea? No, I don't fucking have a better one. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Alright, what do you guys do?
Can I? Oh.
Oh, and she's going.
I will speak in Elvish and say, "Hello there, sister."
They will all kind of start, look at you. This one places her hand upon her weapon.
Anfa would have left her glaive in where they were staying, so she comes out empty-handed. But she's still in her armor.
This one will respond in common. If it is the same to you, I would prefer us to speak the tongue of all those present.
Ah, of course. Sorry.
Who are you?
Anfa the Ire, Grand Tree Guardian of the Western Rebellion.
I see. You will see that this person gives you kind of the old once-over. And then you will see from their demonstrated tattoos that they too are of the Western Rebellion and bear the mark of a Grand Tree Guardian. Well, all that mysterious stuff aside, Jack Bankman at your service. This here's Sindithica, Wildblood, and this here's Lena Littleleaf. It's Lilt Leaf. Leaf Lilt.
Lilt Leaf.
Lina is fine. A
I shall
pleasure
meet
to
you,
make
Lina.
your acquaintance, all of you.
Yeah, good evening.
Well,
It seems that we're all in a similar boat. I didn't mean to overhear, but you guys were having a rather intense conversation.
Oh, that's obvious, huh?
Well, you did say your souls would have been forfeit, and we were kind of in the same
Something
situation.
tells me that you lot are in the same boat as well, eh?
Did you get that from when I said it 5 seconds ago?
No need to be an asshole about it.
oh, that's just him as a
That's
person.
just his general demeanor.
In
It's
either
been a
case,
long day, and they're
you
allergic
have-
to sleep.
you have also taken the contract?
We haven't decided to take it until tomorrow morning. We're still going to sleep on it.
I see. You're not the only ones that are suspicious. These right got the light loyal right, they do. I'm sorry,
mean-
could you please speak more clearly? Oh, right, sorry. Oh, they got the right kind of look, they do. They did the right thing over there.
We just don't want to make any decisions out of haste.
That seems wise to me. Tell me, what have you decided so far? If you don't
Well-
mind revealing, what business did you have? The Candlekeeper.
Well, he came and saw one of my performances, and he invited us back to this mobile manor of his. And now he wants us to go attack the Wayward Tower.
You see? I told you. Aye, you were right. You're right. He'll hand her 5 gold pieces, and she'll put it in her pocket.
Are you also tasked with the same goal?
Well, our goal's a little bit different, I guess. Maybe. Wait, what did you say your goal was?
We're going to the Wayward Tower to retrieve some items for him, but our goal is to is also in the tower, but it is not aligned with his.
Oh, I see. Well, ours is a little bit more, what would you say? Kind of more political, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Kind of difficult to explain, really.
Yeah,
Well,
believe me, I feel the same way.
we've been tasked
Difficult to
with
explain.
we've been tasked with acquiring an artifact from the. You might as well tell them. I've already told them. What? I was keeping it on the Fine. We go into the Pale City. We're looking for something.
The Pale City.
Aye, Pale City it is.
Anfa will give a concerned look to the fellow elf and Froundry Guardian. Say that seems like a suicide mission.
Well, normally I would agree with you, but something has to be done. We are losing, after all. Oh, it's the same thing she said to me when I said it was going to be dangerous. If I may, it would seem that the Candle Keeper has assured us that we are able to avoid most of the Mytheria's presence. I will admit I am not 100% assured that I believe this is the right mission. Oh, come on with that. Is this about your Mytherian ties again? It's not ties, Jack. I have a faith. Just because you do not have one doesn't mean you can disrespect it. Oh, don't take me the wrong way there, Wildblood. I didn't mean it that way. It's just, the mission's important. And you know why it is. Yes, I know. But I do not like stealing from her grace. Oh, please. You're not stealing from her. You're stealing from the bloated representation of her.
Yes.
We should not
I
have
agree.
this argument again in front of others. Right. So, look, anyway, that's kind of what we're up to. We're going to the Pale City. We got a mission. Problem is, we're not super keen on our souls being traded for it, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, we had a problem with that provision as well.
What'd you say, Darien?
That's standard procedure for these kind of contracts.
Really? I wasn't unaware that that's the standard procedure of a contract being signed.
Because he's not from Corvonis. He's from Arcadum.
That sounds all really nice and all that, but in either case, we just don't know what we're gonna do. What are you lot gonna do?
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but this seems like the fastest way and the most assured way to achieve our goal. And all we have to do in exchange is to get him a few items on the way to our goal. And he's just going to give us room, board, means of transport, and likely connections and resources to use in the pursuit of our goal. So I think it's fair.
Did you hear that? Seems pretty compelling when you hear it from another source, doesn't it? Just because you like the idea of a free meal, Jack, doesn't mean we want to put our souls on it. We only lose our souls if we fail. But the mission is difficult to even complete. We do not know if it will be. Look, all I'm saying is that it's pretty simple, right? And how far could it get? Jack, please. Oh, right. On the down
But
low.
who gets?
Look, they told us what was up. We should ask their advice. Maybe they know something and we don't. I'm inclined to agree. Very well. Go ahead. You've already blabbed it out. Yeah, so we're looking for a halfling. Name's Hill Lantern Bridge.
Sorry, never heard of him.
Nobody?
Yeah, I can't say I
Ain't heard of
Did
him?
I make a history check on the
No.
Arcadum?
No.
I will. Just asking. Just making sure.
Yeah, no, I can't say I met him. We've traveled, but not so far east.
Well, it was a long shot. To be honest, I'm not above kidnapping somebody. Gotta pay the bills and all that. But, the whole soul thing certainly put me off. I would like to point out that I do not like the idea of kidnapping someone. First of all, he has assured us that he is not a child. He is a man. Yeah, like a young man, though. Regardless.
Well,
Allow me to speak, Jack. No, okay, I didn't say you couldn't, whatever you said. The Candlekeeper has assured me that our desires will be met should we complete this task. I, for one, am looking forward to establishing a powerful foothold within church territory. Candlekeeper has assured me that Flow Petal will be restored since its loss, the circle revitalized, and a branching off point that we might be able to strike at the patrols. He is also assured that he would see to transport some of our troops. And since we have a fellow rebellion member here, I was wondering, have you heard anything? Perhaps something I can send back to the tree?
Depends on how long you've been here, I suppose.
We have not been here that long. Oh, like a couple days, really.
Well, I can't say that I've heard much. If you haven't heard, there's an issue with the spirits around the Spirit Gate village. Has something to do with a new entity on the playing board, if you want to call it the playing boards. This. I shall look at Darien. Or I shall ask, do you feel comfortable me speaking the name here with others?
I don't see why not.
Alright.
if they're part of your rebellion,
Agamemnon.
they should probably know. Yeah.
Who the bloody hell is Agamemnon?
A heretic.
Heretic? Isn't that the
Yes.
church's thing?
No,
With
no, no.
Metheria?
He follows a foreign god.
Ah. That makes sense. And what is
Essentially-
this Agamemnon?
Well-
Aggie Nom Noms. Aggie Bottom Doms.
I don't know much, but it has some relation to do with the ancients.
As far as I understand it, he's a guy, and one of his followers believes the druids have fucked things up so royally that she intends to consume the spirits that they have put in place to maintain balance in their land. And we're trying to stop him.
Holy shit. Pretty intense.
Yeah.
I do not
It
like the
is,
sound
it
of
is.
that.
And two
Yeah.
of them are already gone.
Oof.
There's only 5.
That sounds like a serious problem that you lot are going to have to deal with.
Yeah, and the Candlekeeper has given us his assurance that if we go sack the Wayward Tower for him and retrieve the items that he wants from the tower,
Did you say items?
that,
What
yeah, he wants some
items?
stuff. I don't know, somebody's blood, some crystal, and some seed. I've never even
What?
heard these things.
Like a sunflower seed?
More like a world seed, but close enough, I guess.
You will see Lina's eyes widen slightly, but will readjust. Yeah, world seed. This must be a big seed, huh?
I
She
guess.
seems like she's heard of it.
Hmm.
Is there any reason you could think of why he shouldn't get it?
Difficult to say. I've only just heard about it in hearsay. But we met a few foreign dignitaries before they were slaughtered by the church. This was
Use your words.
some centuries below. But they were found, and they mentioned of things like that.
Well, if you can't give me a clear reason why not to give it to him, I don't see why he shouldn't have it.
Well, the contracts are pretty solid from what I can see. It would seem unwise to betray them. Yeah, I mean,
Certainly.
you sign your name to an agreement. You got to fulfill your end of the bargain, right? Indeed. If we give
And it's not just
if we
that.
give our lands to it, it should be done. Yes.
Yeah, I had to actually dip. I
Okay.
got called by work.
Bye bye.
If you need to you can give control of Anfa to Nobb. Thumbs up. Alright, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Sonny.
Bye.
If you break the contract, my god will send someone to punish you. So don't.
His god is the god of oaths.
Wow. That's pretty fancy. Does your god also
It's actually been-
make you wear your hair like a girl?
No.
Oh,
Meryl
alright.
touches his bun reflexively.
Yeah. You see, he did that because I make fun of him for it. Anyway, this is the most clear-cut and easiest way to achieve what we want to achieve, but the problem that we're facing is that we already promised someone else our time and help. But
But did you sign a contract with them?
no, we haven't.
Oh.
It's just that this will also achieve their goal in a grander sense.
Well, I know we just met, but sounds like you had an impasse. Just like my grandfather always said, get it in writing. This guy's got it in writing. Kind of shrugs. Pick the one that gives you the most profit, I say. Of course you would say that. Well, that's literally why I'm here. I was promised money. Pretty straightforward stuff. Yes, but there are greater
That is true.
things of greater concern than money. Or maybe fame, but, I'm not going to be famous anytime soon. So I'll take money.
Well, actually, that reminds me. How did the Candlekeeper find you guys, or did you
Yeah,
guys find him?
Yeah, we were in the City of Doors when he found us.
Oh, really? We was at Twist River when we was found. Now, this guy
Guys
really
just stepped right outside of town into this manor.
Yeah, same here, really. Except it was off the boat.
This guy really gets around, huh?
I guess so.
Double manor.
It is most likely because of the door. You remember the door on the banks, Jack? I remember the door on the banks. I remember this one over here was having a conniption. It was obviously magical. Didn't stop us from taking a look, huh?
We just walked inside.
Yeah. Walked right inside. He looked like he was expecting us. Called us over, gave us a big old talking to, and now here we are.
Yeah. Well, good luck on your decision. You've been here for a few days, you said?
Yeah, a couple days. I wasn't going to turn down free food. He doesn't turn down free anything. Yeah, and I take pride in that. Thank you very much.
Nothing wrong with being frugal.
In either case, I hope for the best for your decision.
Yeah, it seems that we're kind of all fighting for the same team. Mostly.
I should hope so. I do have a request. Did you say you were going to the Wayward Tower?
Potentially, if we take his contract. If not, we'll be heading in quite the opposite direction.
If I may ask a favor, if you happen to pass through Gwen's Gambit, would you mind checking in on someone for me? I could write a letter that you could deliver if you don't mind.
Sure.
Just if
If it's on the way.
just if it is possible.
I mean, if it's on the way, and if it doesn't, take us too far off track.
Very well. I shall write it tonight and deliver it to your rooms. You, I presume, are in the guest quarters.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they probably don't know. So if you keep heading to the north side of the wall keeps going. And that's where you'll find us.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a magic room. It is incredible to watch. Yeah, it's pretty freaky.
What? He said we were restricted to the common areas. What are
The common areas are the courtyard, the kitchen, the conference room, and your dormitories.
I see. Don't want to go where we're not welcome.
Do not go into the basement.
There's a basement?
Yes,
Who's saying that?
me.
Okay. That's would not have known that there was a basement if you said don't go in the basement.
Yes.
But okay.
Your
I suddenly feel the urge to go into the basement.
Your common sense
not.
tells you don't fucking do that. Anyway, Jack.
That just sounds like the start of any horror movie.
Jack will say, "Well, all right, we'll let you get back to it. We got some discussing to do here. He'll walk up. It was a pleasure." He offers a hand.
Yeah, a pleasure, and I'll reach out and shake his hand.
Shake.
I'm Gene, by the way.
Jack Bankman. It's gonna.
Gene Dion. What the fuck?
Get got. Get got, Gene.
That's crazy. Anyways.
Excuse
that-
me?
He'll nod.
Can I beat that?
Anyone here can
Not-
make a perception check to see if they can spot him.
Even if I get a natural
I'm
20, I
curious.
won't beat that.
I just like the sound of
With,
dice.
with inspiration as well.
Anfa beat that, I guess. I don't know.
I can only give you a +9, bud.
That sucks.
So unless somebody can get a 22, he's stealing something from me. Or putting something on me.
And he'll walk on back over here. All right, let's get back. The three of them will walk away.
Well, good to know we're not the only people having troubles.
That
My
son of a
thoughts.
bitch.
Looks like somebody's letter's not getting delivered anymore.
Well, the letter's not from him.
I know. Fuck all of them.
If only we knew.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
like I'll
anyone
know
knows.
in
Yeah?
the morning
No.
after I put all my shit together.
Yeah, none of us know what happened.
I feel like I'll find out in the morning whenever I'm collecting all of my shit.
I'll
I
move.
don't think
I'll
anyone
move.
has.
I'll move Anfa.
Yeah, no one has control of Anfa, so.
Okay,
Sleep out there.
when you go to lay down, Gene, you'll
Yeah?
feel something in your pocket that wasn't there before.
Okay, I'll just roll over and face the wall and pull it out of my pocket and look at it.
All right, what you see is a scroll case.
Okay, cool.
Would you like to
I'll
undo it?
open it. Yeah.
That's incredible that was able to be slipped in his pocket.
Wait, it was a natural 20.
And then as you open it, you will see that it is a letter written into a rolled scroll.
Written to a what?
Into a rolled scroll. A scroll that is rolled up.
Oh, sorry, they said a soul.
Yes, a soul.
Okay.
You're reading a soul right now. Holy
A
shit,
rolled
dude.
soul.
Holy
I was like,
fuck.
cool.
Dude, what's all that glowing coming from his bunk?
I pull it out of my pocket. It's fucking-
Damn it!
Alright.
What did
I put it
Mordox
back
do
into
this
my
time?
pocket. Anyway, as you open it up, you will see that it is that there is a letter written. You are not safe.
Mm.
Be careful.
Okay. Good to know.
That's not ominous at all.
I will roll it back up, put it back the way he gave it to me, and put it back in my pocket. And I will roll out of bed. Motherfucker can't fucking shit.
No 8 hours for you.
I'm gonna kick Meryl's foot.
Oh, what the fuck? Why is it me this time? This is supposed to be the other way around.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Enjoy.
the bottom bunk.
And I'm gonna
What?
toss the scroll to him.
Nope. What's this? Unrolls it. Fuck? Where'd you get this?
Bankman gave it to me.
Oh. Huh. I mean, I guess this place is suspicious enough. What do we want to do about this?
Give it back.
Alright.
Hey, Darien. Hey, read this.
What? Okay, who wrote this?
Bankman just gave it to me.
So, Okay. Doesn't help us much, does it?
It helps me enough in making a decision, actually.
Oh?
They've been here for days. It shouldn't take that long to make a decision like this, especially if they're as zealous about it as they say. I think something else
Okay.
is going on, and I think we should leave in the morning. If not right now, honestly. This has actually sketched me out a lot. I've had my suspicions, but this has just pushed me beyond suspicion. And take the note back from Darien. Now I'll pass it over my shoulder to Kaito. From Jack.
So we just stay up then?
I think you had the right idea, Kaito. I think we should politely decline.
Hands back. I can try to keep out of sight.
No.
I can at least hang out by the door for a couple hours. Take shifts
Sparrow.
like we're at camp. You know what? That'll make me feel better anyways. Would you like to watch after me, Kaito?
Kaito's
You don't have-
is gonna look around the room, see if there's anything, I guess, out of place. Any wounds or something?
Just gonna post up here.
Yeah, Arcadum.
Yes.
So one thing that Sparrow was wanting to do, because we're allowed to leave and come back to the manor, right?
Are you?
She just said stay in the common areas in your room.
I wanted to go convene with the elder, but
Okay. Would you like to try to leave?
and there isn't really any asking the candlekeeper right now, is there?
I mean, you could ring the bell and have one of his servants fetch him if you want.
I
don't
could
think-
do that, probably.
I don't think we should let him know. If we're in danger, it's likely from the candle.
I
Right.
didn't exactly say that I was going to let the candlekeeper know anything. Just that I wanted to know whether I could leave and come back.
He did say a lot about adding to our collection. Is he collecting people?
So is what someone wanting to come with me just in case things turn south when I ask the question, or am I going alone?
You're not going alone.
You
All
can
right.
go with Kaito. That works for me.
Because
But
I'm
keep it up.
not ringing that bell in the room, that's for sure. So I'll go into this room and ring the bell. Since there's so many bells.
Okay. Go into that room and ring a bell, and a servant will appear before you.
And I will ask it for an audience with the candlekeeper. If it can provide that.
Creature will then write, "His lordship will be available in 7 hours and 25 minutes."
Does it know if we can leave or not? Leave and come back?
Are you going to ask it that?
Yes.
Guests are permitted only to stay within their bedrooms and within the common areas.
So no.
Okay, dismissed.
It will bow and dissipate.
Well, there goes that idea. So, I guess we're stuck here until the morning.
A lot of things are dead here.
I'm actually gonna try and druid craft some of this to life. Like, see if it dies again.
Alright. The plants are fine.
So they come back to life when I druid craft?
Yeah.
And they don't just, like, die immediately?
Nope. You hear
Seems
a
like-
loud thump come from the other side of this door.
Which door?
This door.
We walked through there on the way back from the dining hall, so I think that's okay.
Distinctly going away from that door. I don't want to know what the thump was. Unless Kaito wants to. Do you want to see what that was, or?
I'm just gonna listen in. Put my ear against the door and listen.
You hear...
A monster, get back.
Monster. Get
Close
back.
the door gently.
We ain't getting paid for no Scooby-Doo shit. Oh, that's not good.
We are not the
welcome
Scooby
back,
Crew.
guys.
Everyone
We
in.
are not the
Close the
Scooby
door.
Crew.
Is there a lock on the door?
Yes.
We
I checked
distinctly
checked
do
the
not want
outside.
anything else to come in here.
I checked the outside. Is there a lock on this side?
No.
Alright, so they can't, hopefully can't lock us in. Close it and lock the door.
Oh. I think
I would
that
like to
means-
distinctly
well.
move this dresser in front of the door.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
Everyone
Okay.
have
What?
Gene, no 8 hours
Nope.
tonight.
Gene, once again, 8 hours has eluded you.
It's my
Shit
damn
has suddenly
fault.
gotten serious.
It's my own damn fault.
What is it now?
Something's here.
Okay.
We don't know what's in the room
Like?
that was where we walked through to get here,
I heard
The
but I
fillet
don't
with
want it coming in
statues?
here.
it sound like some monstrosity. I don't know what, but we're not alone.
So we're just gonna be awake for the whole night. Yeah.
I'm not even sure if we should even stay here.
Do you want to try and leave?
Are there any windows?
Yeah.
Problem is,
They
I don't
lead-
think we have the option of
They lead
leaving.
into the misty forest that surrounds this, wherever this place is.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there's any leaving without the Candlekeeper's permission.
There is not,
Which is why I don't.
which is why we're still
That's why
here.
I don't.
What's written in this book?
Fine.
Uh,
Is there
that-
actually a book on that table?
Yeah, that's a guest ledger. Where you can sign in as a guest.
Who was here before us?
Let's see. You see names you do not recognize,
But what are they?
right? Their names are...
Give us a few.
Give us potential lore.
Dallas Clan, Jonas Ave, Callie, Tricia of the Gate, Choppy, Veliki Veilstride, and that's where the names.
Nothing after that.
Nope.
Do they have a... I assume they have like a check-in kind of date. Is there anything for like a sign out?
No.
Do not Hotel California me, dude.
They can check in anytime they like. They can.
With my magical eyes, is there anything magical in this room?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
I guess we're just awake now.
I pushed the dresser in front of the door for extra protection.
Okay.
Oh my.
Is there anything in this dresser?
No.
Well, we're definitely not sleeping.
I mean, we can
Yeah.
treat it like we're at camp right now and just take shifts, take watches.
That's what I was thinking.
I have my meditation to do anyway, so.
And I have my prayer.
Just wake me up when you're done, Sparrow.
Yeah, we could just take shifts.
Will do. And I'll perch myself on top of the dresser that is now in front of the door and just meditate.
Uncomfortably stares out window for a little bit.
On a dark desert highway. Sorry.
As he brought up that ledger, I just started playing Hotel California on my side.
I'm afraid to sign that thing.
Don't.
No.
Alrighty. You guys wait.
I guess
Just
we take
taking
shifts.
sleeping shifts.
Sleeping in shifts. Got it. So, your watches go by. Nothing seems to happen. Go through your sleep. Nothing seems
On my
to
watch, I
happen.
would like to pray.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. I would do in Wicked, I guess.
And I am meditating during my shift, so.
Okay. Go ahead, Darien.
My Lord Babylon, I bring information. I spoke to the demon that approached us. Her name was Geisha, and she spoke of a heretic named Agamemnon. I have not heard this name before, and I have not found anything in the local library. Maybe you know it, I cannot say. They are clearly our enemies. They have no respect for you. And they plan on taking over this whole continent. I did not have the strength at the time to fight them. But we are now, possibly, heading towards the Wayward Tower, where we apparently can deal a major blow to Agamemnon. I believe this mission could align with your interests, but I cannot be sure. This mission requires a contract. It is of course approved by your devils, but the problem is that this place is giving weird vibes. We were just warned that this place is not safe. I ask now for your guidance. Will this mission properly further your cause against the heretic Agamemnon? Is it your wish that we take this mission? Or should we instead focus on taking down a fort of Agamemnon? Before I sign this contract, I want to make sure that it is not taking my time away from serving your purpose in the most effective way, by also staying alive. All hail the Dark Prince. Amen.
Man, when you said you were going to do it in Wicked, I thought you were going to do it in Norwegian.
Ah!
Taste it too. Feels bad.
I could have done that, I guess, but
Oh, it was
wouldn't
so
be
sad.
as good for stream.
It would be amazing for stream. I strongly disagree. But, anyway.
Okay, maybe next time then.
Maybe next time. Anyway, in response, your staff will gain a small mouth, and an imp will speak to you. Good day.
Greetings.
This is a message from the Dark Prince. You are already having your time wasted by a simple prank. Perhaps do not be so naive as to believe the peasant's wily descriptions. The contract has already been approved by the continents of our Dark Lord. Claiming of the Wayward Tower would be quite the victory for Babylon. Adjourn, conquer it, and build a great shrine of chains there, so that this continent shall know true order in its chaos. All hail the Dark Prince.
Very well. And just to confirm, out of character, he wanted me to do this, right?
Yes, Nobb.
Some of these words.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Nobb. Babylon, okay with the Wayward Tower. Do that. Also, that Jack Bankman guy fucking bamboozled you. He is fucking with you.
Ah.
Fucker, dude. He scared the shit out of me.
Got him!
Would I wake everyone?
You'll never get tricked by that peasant's pranks.
I would probably wake everyone, yeah. Everyone,
Get
wake up.
Fucking pranked.
Again.
Fuck off. He's
God,
still
that's
on
how
the
Gene
dresser,
feels.
like half asleep. Fuck off.
I have talked to my god, and he just confirmed that this is a prank by this silly human, whatever, peasant. And he also indeed confirmed the Wayward Tower mission.
So
Everything
he's on
should be
board.
good.
And then you hear
It's up to code.
a knock at the door.
Quickly shifts.
You're going to have to wait a moment.
Okay.
Removes dresser from in front of door.
Hopes moves it.
Unlocked door.
Okay. Do you open the door?
I will.
Alright. You will see these individuals. Syndifica has Jack by the ear, twisted up, as he kind of hangs to the side, a frowny face on his face. Say it. I'm sorry I pranked you. I thought it was super funny. It is not funny. I mean, it is a little funny. She twists his ear. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You will see that
I'll be
Lena
honest
has
with you.
the smuggest look of satisfaction on her face watching this happen. Alright, you can let me go now.
Sparrow's straight up on the ground laughing.
See, look, they're
I'll
laughing.
be-
I'm off the hook. Syndifica will go.
I'm laughing at the fact that
No.
you're being held by the ear like a child.
See? That counts.
No, it doesn't.
No, it was a good prank. He did have me scared straight. So
Just know, next time, I will kill you, and I will try to use this innate spellcasting Crossfire on him.
Were you the one?
Hold on, I gotta...
Were you the one behind the door whenever we were in the little room over there?
Alright, jeez. Alright, I'm sorry. No, I wasn't behind no door. Please let me go. Syndifica will let him go.
I don't like the fact that was a no. I don't like the fact that was a no, Kaito.
I would like to apologize for my companion's silly little pranks. I would also like to request, she hands a letter forward to Kaito, that
Kaito will
perhaps
take it.
My request is still amenable.
I'm fine with it, but I did hear something last night.
What did you hear? Please.
Some sort of growling. I couldn't identify it. I went back to warn my allies.
That is most likely our host and his various other guests. Not all of them are civilized.
It seemed like it was coming from an area we were allowed in.
Yes. As I was saying, they're not all civilized. Yeah, some of them are like demons and shit. Yeah, alright, fine, I'll shut up.
Well, I'll still deliver this. Who do I deliver to exactly? Look at Lida.
Alright, you will see that there is a name written. It says Practitioner Awful. Offal.
full.
Awful.
That's some unfortunate luck.
It is what it is.
Curiosity. Were you 3 once more before you came here? You said you've been here for a few days.
Only this would be our 3rd day. But I believe we have made the decision.
But I was
Yeah, take it
asking
up.
if there were more of you when you came.
Oh yes, we've met others. Blinks. Why do you ask?
Yeah.
Blinks
boys.
loudly.
Well, your party seems rather small. I understand you're debating on a stealth mission. Rather
Oh, come on,
stealthy mission.
Sparrow.
But
That's not small, it's average.
3 people going
Yeah.
after someone?
Yeah, 3 could get the job done just as much as 6.
I
That's true.
was curious because if anyone had gone missing, that would mean that his note wasn't entirely false.
We do not know of anyone going missing, but it was always just the 3 of us.
That is all I was wanting to know.
Thank you for considering my request. Come, we've taken up enough of their time. What? Look, in my defense, it was really fucking funny.
He did get me.
As they walk off.
No, the result of him being treated like a child was funny.
As someone who
Well-
has known to indulge in taking pranks, I think that was very well done.
I don't.
I didn't like it because I'm an elf. Irish, 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 Irish.
I'm gonna be mad about it for a little bit, but when I'm done being mad, it's gonna be really, really funny.
Ah,
Look at
yes.
the time that dude made us lose sleep.
As a tricksy fae, nonetheless.
I have a lot of important opinions, which we'll find out next time. All right, that's a good place to call it.
Yay.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, we were not able to get fully into it, so I have one more thing I need you guys to think about. So you have 2 choices here. Obviously, you can choose to take the contract or not. You can choose not to. It's up to you. If you take the contract, there is a out-of-character decision that you get to make. Because if you take the Wayward Tower, there is an option to make it a Savenic mission. If you do that, you will gain a player slot. So that's something to keep in mind.
A Savenic mission?
Yes.
Not again.
There are
What
things
does
in the
that
Wayward
entail?
Tower that can, that's all I can tell you. It's just 7 content becomes available, and you also get access to a 7th player slot.
One of the items is a prismatic sword, so
Not again.
Anyway,
To be a Savenic to get the shot? Is that something we can know?
no, you don't have to. I'm just saying you have
Okay.
the option.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Consider it carefully. Anyway, that'll do for today. Woo!
Woo!
Oh, my heart. My
I still don't
stressed
think
out
this-
I
heart.
wish Nobb enjoyed my games.
Ah, yes, I do. Very nice.
Paxil, your mic.
Yeah,
Very
I
nice.
Paxil's mic is so loud.
I don't trust this place, honestly.
There is 0 fan art. I'm disappointed, and my day
it's
is
fine. We don't-
ruined.
We don't have any fans.
Got him. Bro, same. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for
No.
participating in today's content/game. Thanks for watching. It was good times. Gates and Guardians, super awesome, mega cool. I will catch you guys in 50 minutes for Silver Star.
Yes.
Bye-bye, everybody.